Hey, BTS Army, welcome in. BTS Army, we didn't see you earlier. Hey, BTS Army, how's everything going? I was busy with college work. Oh, no. You don't have to apologize. No, it's just normally we see you during the East Coast feed. We didn't get a chance to see you, though. Always good to have you. Cats or dogs always come first. I'm doing great, yes. I love it. Love it. What college work are you doing? What classes are you working on? Hey Sage, hey Sage Menti, welcome in. I know we moved our live back to the corner with the window and the orange wall. So we are in our Easter moment. I like this corner better. I've had that corner over there and then this one that we just left, but I like this one. It's so pretty. Yeah, this is like the original corner that it started out with. Earlier today for the East Coast feed, it was still light outside. So I want to have the window open now. Um, I would say by June it should start going. The sun should start going down by 9 o'clock here. Yeah, we love a good corner. You're right, Anna Ferguson. Very true. Hey, Dana, welcome in. I'm moving this year to Texas, but I'm out with. Oh, Lola, really? This year to Texas. Where are you currently at? And is it going to be a big move? Sage, it's going really good. We have 2 weeks off. Last week was my first week off, and I was able to get a lot of personal things done. This week, I'm going to some trainings Monday through Thursday, and the trainings are for reading comprehension, how to strategies on helping kids comprehend. Um, so I'm doing that. It's nice that I get to see a couple of friends that work at different sites, and then just kind of brushing up on some skills. Before micro, I had art history and reading class. Oh, art history was probably a lot of fun. I'm currently in Rhode Island. Oh, Lola, congratulations. I'm currently in Rhode Island. I don't want to stay here. Oh, yes, right. Thank you so much. My mom and I are traveling to Asia this Wednesday. Oh, how fun, BTS. How long are you going to be out there for? Oh my gosh, definitely on my bucket list. Hey, Victoria, welcome back. Hey, Brooke Homer, welcome back. Oh, what part of Asia are you going to? What are you going to see? Hey, Anna, welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We'll just wait for the room to get just a little bit more. Oh, it was really good, Anna. Thank you for asking. Friday, it's funny because I had a relative come in to town, and normally when I'm working, it would be one of those like, well, I come home from work and I'm just gonna go home afterwards because I got to feed the cats and I've got my live and all that. But when I found out, my mom called and she says, "Hey, your cousin's coming into town. She's gonna be driving my aunt and my cousin." I was like, "Oh, but I got my live. I can't go." But then I thought, no, I really can't. I don't have an excuse. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna postpone the live. But then I was thinking too, shoot, Sunday I'm gonna go out, so I can't do Sunday. So I thought, you know what? I didn't feel good about not showing up for family. So I thought, oh, I think they'll understand. 2 weeks and 4 days on top of microbiology class. Japan and the Philippines. Oh my god, that is so exciting. Japan. Hey, Stacy, welcome in. Thank you, Habibi. Yes. Yes, we'll be sending positive vibes and prayers for you that your trip is safe. I agree. Uh-huh. Oh, that's going to be amazing. Oh, I cannot wait. BTS Army, if you can join my Instagram, I would really love to see your pictures. Remember, my Instagram handle is edmartin50gx. Um, if you can share your Instagram handle, if you take pictures, I'd really love to see those. Yeah, Japan, Asia's gonna be. I'm not done with Europe yet. I was scared I was gonna. Oh yeah, Carrie, welcome in. Yeah, we're just getting started. Um, yeah, Asia's definitely in my bucket list in the future. Hey, Sunset, welcome in. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Very good to see you. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We'll start. We have a couple of surprises tonight. I think you guys would be really excited about them. Yeah, we haven't. I know I wasn't on Friday and Sunday, but we didn't see you a couple of days last week, so we're just keeping an eye out for you. All right, so our first surprise, some of you've seen on our post this weekend, with the donations that we've been getting for our live, we have some things that we're able to buy. We purchased this butterfly garden. I'm usually a quiet watcher, but hello. Oh, very nice. Welcome in, Carrie. We have different types of viewers, so you're more than welcome. I thought this would be something fun to do. We just finished spring. We're going into Easter. And I was thinking these months are going to be kind of dry without any holidays. So what are we going to do? So I thought this would be a great way to go through the month of April. So we mailed away for our caterpillars. So we're going to get 2 different containers, and each container is going to have 5 caterpillars in it. So we're going to have an East Coast container and a West Coast container. So we have to send positive vibes. Yay, thank you so much for those flowers. I really appreciate it. It's so pretty. We have to send positive vibes that they send us some very strong caterpillars. The types of butterfly, they're called painted lady. I think that's the name of them. Painted lady. Yes, real ones, Lola. So they come in containers, and there's 5 caterpillars in it, and then it already has the food at the bottom. And all we have to do, is put the little containers in here, and they eat. They eat the food, and then they start shedding. From what I understand, they start shedding, and then eventually they turn into a cocoon. They get to the top of the container and they make a cocoon, and then we take the lid off the container and take the little paper it's connected to, and then we clip it to this outside, and then we'll get to see the live cocoons, and then eventually the butterflies will come out. Lola, it'll probably take a month from what I understand. I think the whole process. So we'll probably get the butterflies either tomorrow or Wednesday. Or the caterpillars tomorrow or Wednesday, and then we'll probably see about May is when they'll come out, and we'll do a whole thing where we set them free. So much fun. I love it. Okay, let me catch up on BTS Army. Let me see. Balancing 2. Let me see. I love Asia cuisine. Yes, and my brother and friends will also be on a cruise ship. Oh, fun. Yes, our class pet. And then, you're going to see them in Japan. Okay. This brings back. I love it. I know. To become verify how cool. Yeah, what would you do? Yeah, we're supposed to let them free. So we'll take them, and there's a lot of plants here in the back. So we'll do a post about how we set them free. We'll raise them. So this will take us into the month of, probably the month of May. I was getting a little worried there about our lives because I was like, well, all this time we've had, things to celebrate. We're going into the summer months, so what are we going to do? Wednesday, we have our Project Wednesday already up. We're going to be making spring birds. So we're going to be making, look at what we did with the embellishments. We were able to make eyes. Again, all your donations go towards the cost of our lives and our projects. So I want you to be thinking about the colors of your wings. We have all sorts of colors for the tissue paper. She is, right, Sunset? Isn't that fun? So I was thinking this is only one layer of blue. We could probably do 3 layers and we get some really pretty wings. Isn't that fun? Then we put a little hole here, a little hole punch, and then hang it up. She's ready to go with her feathers. And then our last surprise for the night, I did go shopping this weekend for some books. And I found the Frog and Toad storybook collection. I know some of you are really big Frog and Toad storybook collectors. You guys love these stories. I said about the anthology. It's very similar to our Bear-Stained Bears. Remember we had the Bear-Stained Bears? What do I do with the Bear-Stained Bears? Bear-Stained Bears are around here somewhere. So we're going to be reading from this one tonight. Oh, that's right. John, he loves Frog and Toad. I know. I don't know where he's at tonight. Let me turn on the main light. That way we can begin. You'll be happy to know too that we've moved the sofa back here to where it was, so we'll be having Pebbles and Bam Bam joining us soon. They were around here a while ago. But I need to make a welcoming space for them in order to... Yeah, sometimes he does come later. He's pretty good with his attendance, though. All right, Frog and Toad storybook favorites. We're going to read the second story, since we read the first story for the East Coast feed, and then we will go back. You'll notice this one has all the stories in it. Frog and Toad are friends, Frog and Toad together, Frog and Toad all year. This is the one that we read. So by the time we get to this one, hey Tartini, welcome in. By the time we get to this one, we'll have forgotten them and be able to read them again. So we're going to be on Frog and Toad for a while. The story that we're going to read today is called The Story. One day in summer, Frog was not feeling well. Toad said, "Frog, you are looking quite green." "But I always look green," said Frog. "I'm a frog." "Today you look very green even for a frog," said Toad. "Get into my bed and rest." Toad made Frog a cup of hot tea. Frog drank the tea and then he said, "Tell me a story while I'm resting." Aw. They're such good friends. They always take care of each other. They're always looking out for another. Toad made Frog a cup of tea. Frog drank the tea and then he said, "Tell me a story while I'm resting." We love a good Frog and Toad illustration. Look at his little room. He's got his little tea set and dishware there. We love a good emoji tea. Right, Sunset? Yeah. He's got his little bed there. A little light. It's a little cozy room. All right, said Toad. Let me think of a story to tell you. Toad thought and thought, but he could not think of a story to tell Frog. I will go out on the front porch and walk up and down, said Toad. Perhaps that will help me to think of a story. Toad walked up and down on the porch for a long time, but he could not think of a story to tell Frog. So there he is, Toad. He cannot think of a story. So he's going to go out on the porch and think about that for a bit. See what he comes up with. Then Toad went into the house and stood on his head. Why are you standing on your head? Asked Frog. I hope that if I stand on my head, it will help me to think of a story, said Toad. Toad stood on his head for a long time, but he could not think of a story to tell Frog. So he's getting creative. He can't think of a way to tell a story, so he's going to stand on his head, hoping the juices will go to his brain and he'll be more creative. Then Toad poured a glass of water over his head. Why are you pouring water over your head? Asked Frog. I hope that if I pour water over my head, it will help me to think of a story, said Toad. Toad poured many glasses of water over his head, but he could not think of a story to tell Frog. He's getting really creative. So he stood on his head, and now he's pouring water over himself. Let's see if that does anything for him. Then Toad began to bang his head against the wall. Why are you banging your head against the wall? Asked Frog. I hope that if I bang my head against the wall hard enough, it will help me to think of a story, said Toad. I am feeling much better now, Toad, said Frog. I do not think I need a story anymore. Then you get out of bed and let me get into it, said Toad, because now I feel terrible, Frog said. Would you like me to tell you a story, Toad? Yes, said Toad, if you know one. So funny. So he's banging his head against the wall, couldn't think of anything, and he made himself sick. And then Toad says, I'm feeling much better now. Or Frog says, I'm feeling much better now. But now it's Toad that's feeling sick, so they switch spots in bed. Once upon a time, said Frog, there were two good friends, a frog and a toad. The frog was not feeling well. He asked his friend the toad to tell him a story. The toad could not think of a story. He walked up and down on the porch, but he could not think of a story. He stood on his head, but he could not think of a story. He poured water over his head, but he could not think of a story. He banged his head against the wall, but he could not think of a story. Then the toad did not feel so well, and the frog was feeling better. So the toad went to bed, and Frog got up and told him a story. The end. How was that, Toad? Said Frog. But Toad did not answer. He had fallen asleep. So he just told him the story about what he did for him, and that knocked him out. The end. Frog and Toad, storybook time. Let's take a vote. Did you know that the author wrote this while coming to terms with his own? Oh, I didn't know that, Sunset. Really? Oh my gosh, that's a really cool insight. I did not know that. I'm going to check that out. Yeah, they do kind of feel like the Odd Couple type of, gives me the Odd Couple type of vibes. BTS Army gives it a 10. Yeah, I give this a 10. Always give Frog and Toad a 10. Sunset gives it a 10. Let's vote 1 through 10 for our first story of the live. Tomorrow we will read Spring Just in time. Anna gives it a 9. Well, let's see what everybody's votes are. Brooke Homer, 8.5. Historians would say they are roommates. Very true. Yeah. Bridget, my mom used to read. Oh, Bridget, did she? That's very nice. That's one of the things, and we don't really talk about it that much on the live anymore, but we always talk about healing our inner child. My parents didn't read to me either. I would have loved it though. It's such an intimate experience between parents and kids. Stacy and I, it's such a nice bonding moment. Not all kids can do it though. I've noticed a couple of times that when I've gone to the library. KPG, that's fine. We just finished our first story. Lauren gives it a 9. I noticed a couple of times when I've gone to the library, there are some parents that are trying to read to their kids, but their kids are just filled with a lot of energy, and they're like running back and forth, and they're not paying attention. So not everybody can do it, but I would have really liked that. Hey, Mexi Pena, welcome in. Welcome in and welcome back. All right, let's look at our next title. You guys are going to get some really good titles tonight. Really good titles. I can already feel it. Okay. The King and the Magician. Look at these illustrations. You guys are in for a treat on this one. The King and the Magician. Look at those illustrations. Yes, KPG, the same. I remember my librarian reading to me. The librarian. We'd go to the library every week, and then we'd pick out books. And then once we were finished picking out a book, she would read us a story. We loved her for it. The King and the Magician. And look at this gorgeous page. It's a gold chrome. A chrome gold. We haven't seen something like this before. It's almost like our spray paints that we got. The King and the Magician. Look at that. Yes, very lovely. I agree. I love the exaggerated drawings on this one. George Bouquet and illustrations by Gusty. The illustrator goes by one name. You know it's going to be good. It's going to be high fashion. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a mighty king. He was so powerful, nothing could happen in the kingdom without his approval. It pleased the king to be so powerful, but that wasn't enough. The king commanded everyone in his realm to admire him, as well as obey his every wish. Each day, the king would ask his subjects, "Who is the most powerful in the kingdom?" And out of fear, every day they answered, "You are the most powerful, Your Highness." My mom was a children's librarian. She would invite various people from. Oh, how nice, Lauren. Oh, that's sweet. From the children's library. Oh, that must have been so warm in there. Very loving. So here's the king. Loved being powerful. He loved being powerful, loved all his tricks and trades that he could do, and he always made the people remind him that he was the best. One day, a rumor made its way to the Majesty's ears. Someone in his kingdom possessed a power that the king did not have. In the village, there lived a humble magician. The townspeople believed that the magician had the ability to predict the future. the king feared that his ability would give the magician even greater power than the king himself. There is the humble magician, and there is the king, all puffed up. This is going to be a good story. I can tell. Alarmed, the king sent his soldiers and spies to investigate the rumors. When his troops returned, they reported that not only could the magician foresee the future, even worse, he was a wise and caring man, admired and loved by all. So this king's got some real competition with this humble magician. Not only did he have special powers, but he was loved by the villagers. And there's the villagers. The villagers, they're just villaging. This was unbearable for the king. He became consumed by jealousy. How could a ragged old man be more powerful and more loved than the strong and mighty king? Full of hatred, he declared the magician his worst and most feared enemy and vowed to eliminate him. Hey, Prince Harfield, welcome in. Look at that picture. Look at how good that illustration is. That's being consumed with jealousy. Look at that nose. And then his side eye. He is the king of side eye. He's like, oh, hell nah. Ain't gonna be somebody more popular than me. Prince Harfield. This one is called The King and the Magician. Yeah, he does have a evil grin. The king devised an evil plan. He would host a grand party and invite this magician to his palace. After the feast, he would demand everyone's attention and ask the magician if it was true that he could tell the future. If the magician answered no, it would be clear that he was only a simple trickster with no power at all. If he answered yes, the king would ask him to prove his wizardry by predicting the day of the magician's own death. Whatever he answered, the king would take out his sword and kill him. No one would ever again doubt that the king was the most powerful man in the land. Yes, Prince Harfield, this one's going to be a really good one. Yeah, the texture on this one? Yeah. The texture on this one, yeah, I agree. So this magician, he's damned if he does and he's damned if he don't. So the magician, if the magician answers no, then he's going to be a trickster. If he answers yes, then the king would ask him to prove his wizardry by predicting the day of the magician's own death. And even after that, he was still going to kill him. This is a really good one. This is a good one. Pleased with his plot, the king went hunting while his servants prepared the palace for the feast. So he's getting ready for his own party. He's going to go out and kill some birds. This guy's on a roll. We love a good when the story stops with no text and we just get a picture. We get a picture break. So they're getting ready for the festivities. The kingdom and all the help. They're getting ready for the festivities of the day. The night of the celebration, the palace was radiant. Everyone dressed in their finest and joined in the merriment. After dinner, the king quieted the crowd and called out to the magician. "Is it true that you can see the future?" he asked the old man. "A little," answered the magician. "Then prove it," said the king. Tell me the exact date of your death. The magician smiled, but didn't answer. What's wrong, magician? Asked the king with a smirk. Don't you know the answer? It's not that, said the magician. It's just that I can't bring myself to tell you what I know. What do you mean by that? Bellowed the king. I am your king, and I am ordering you to tell me. So here's the big standoff. She is in her full king regalia. She is in her power. She is in her moment. She's really coming down on that humble magician. And look at the facial expressions. I love these little facial expressions though of these drawings. They're just like little smears. They're not really detailed faces. They're just these like very almost like, what's his name? What's the artist? Picasso. They're very Picasso-esque. Suddenly, silence filled the royal hall. After a moment, the magician looked directly at the king and said, I cannot tell your highness the exact date, but I do know the magician of this kingdom will die I cannot tell your highness the exact date, but I do know the magician of this kingdom will die the exact same day as his king. At this, the guests stood silent. Gradually, the sound of murmurs started spreading through the hall. Outsmarted him. Can't tell you the date, but one thing I will tell you, we both die on the same day. Look at the magician. Right, Lauren? Checkmate. Look at his stockings and his little feet. Right, Lauren? That's so metal. I love it. Outsmarted him. The king stopped. He didn't believe in magic or superstitions, but he didn't dare risk his own life by killing the old man. His plan was ruined. Flustered, he fled the party. As he raced through the palace hallways, he thought to himself, what if something happened to the magician on his way home tonight? Yeah, that magician, he's not done yet. Yes, a very smart loophole, yeah. Look at that outfit. He's big and puffy now. The king turned around and quickly headed back, searching for the magician. He found him still at the party. You must spend the night in the palace, the king told him breathlessly. I would like to talk to you about some royal matters that could use a magician's insight. This was just an excuse, of course. The king wanted to keep an eye on the magician so nothing would happen to him. As long as the magician remained safe, the king would live on. The magician bowed deeply and replied with a smile, It will be a great honor, your majesty. The king quickly ordered his servants to take the magician to the finest guest room in the castle, make him comfortable, and carefully guard the door. Notice how the king carries a stuffed animal. And then look at the humble magician. But secretly, the king just wanted to keep an eye on him. This is a good story. That night, the magician slept comfortably on the softest mattress he had ever known, while the king, on his even softer mattress, couldn't sleep at all. He lay awake imagining all the dangers that could harm the magician. What if his food was poisoned? What if he tripped and fell? What if a wild animal crept into his room? Anything that threatened the magician was a threat to the king as well. Look at the king in his royal bed. Look at how pretty that red is. He's got his little stuffed animal here. So while the magician is sleeping nice and comfortable in the softest bed, the king completely disrupted. His jealousy has consumed him. Early the next morning, the pale and restless king went to his guest's room. He had never asked for advice before, but he needed an excuse to keep the magician close. So he asked the old man his opinion about something related to running the kingdom. Being a wise and just man, the magician offered him good suggestions. The king thanked him and insisted he stay at the palace one more night in case he wanted advice on another matter. The truth was, of course, that he was terrified about what could happen to the magician and therefore himself if he left the palace. Get the magician or the king. So it looks like the king, hey Carrie, welcome back. Looks like the king scared himself because now he doesn't want to let the magician go because he thinks if he lets the magician go, something's going to happen to him. He got tricked. He got tricked. Days, weeks, and months went by. Each morning, the king went to the magician's room for advice, and each morning the king told the magician to stay one more day to help him with yet another matter. The magician was amused by all the care and attention he received from his royal host, even if he got tired of waiting for the king's guards to inspect the garden for any danger every time he wanted to go out for fresh air. So it looks like the humble magician looks like he's getting like top tier accommodations. Yes, if you ain't napping, get a tapping. I love it. If you're awake, tap away. Thank you for sharing the live. I really appreciate that. More and more, the king came to value the guidance of the magician. Without even realizing it, the king started relying on the old man's opinion for everything. That is how the king's once feared enemy became his most valued advisor. The more time the king spent with the magician, the more just, fair, and wise he became. The king turned into a respected leader, now truly beloved by all in his realm. Oh, okay. So by having the magician around, it turned this guy around. There's the magician. Made this guy a little bit more humble. He's there offering his stuffed animal to the village people. The village people in line waiting to give the king some gifts of gold and myrrh. The day came when the king no longer went to see the magician to keep him under his control. Instead, he went because he wanted to learn more from him, share his thoughts and decisions, and just be his friend. Many nights while laying in bed, the king remembered how he had once considered this trusted friend his greatest enemy and planned to kill him. The memory filled his heart with shame until he could bear the secret no more. He gathered his courage and went to the magician's room. "My brother and friend, I have something to tell you that weighs heavily on my chest," confessed the king. "Tell me," the magician answered, "and rest your heart. The night I challenged you to use your magic to predict your death, I had actually planned to kill you. I hated you because everyone believed you were more powerful than me. Everyone loved you. I am ashamed to admit it, but I was jealous." The king sighed deeply. "But when you told me your answer, I couldn't take your life, for that would mean my own death. Now we are friends, and you are like a brother to me. I am horrified by the thought of what I was preparing to do. I have also come to realize all I would have missed had I gone through with my plan. It was wrong, and I can't hide this secret any longer, even if it means the end of our friendship." Aw, so the king His heart got turned around. This is really interesting. Let's make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think the magician's... Because this story is getting really good. This story is getting really good. What part did I freeze on yours? You hope it doesn't take a turn? Okay. I think this guy is going to turn on him. I think he's going to turn on him. What do you guys think? I missed the last 4 sentences. Oh, okay. So, the king is apologizing to the magician for everything bad that he had thought about doing. He says, I am horrified by the thought of what I was preparing to do. I have also come to realize all I would have missed had I gone through with my plan. It was wrong, and I can't hide this secret any longer, even if it means ending our friendship. Oh, Carrie Lindsay, when he was talking about the dream. So he's confessing to him. So they're on good terms. He's confessing, the king's confessing to the magician what he did. So let's see what the magician does. The magician looked at the king and said, let's go for a walk. As they walked, the magician said, it has taken you a long time to tell me, but I'm glad you did. That night, when you asked me to announce when I would die, I saw you place your hand on the hilt of your sword, and your intentions became clear. I did not need to be a sorcerer or fortune teller to see what was about to happen. The magician, with a twinkle in his eye, said, as a reward for your honesty, I must tell you that I made up the prediction that our deaths would happen the same day. I did it to teach you a lesson, and I see that it has. You think they'll remain friends, KPG? Mm-hmm. So he told him, I knew what your intentions were because I could see that you were reaching for your sword and that you were going to kill me. So he didn't need any magic to do that. The magician smiled and put his hand on the king's shoulder. Your death, my dear friend, will come whenever it shall come, not 1 minute sooner. I am an old man, and my time will soon come to an end. I promise you have no reason to think that your departure is tied to mine. It is our lives that have become entwined, not our deaths. Ooh, I like that. It is our lives that have become entwined, not our deaths. The king and his former enemy hugged one another and celebrated their friendship with warmth and joy. Many years passed. The kingdom grew strong, as did the love of the people for their king. He was now kinder and gentler because of all that he had gained from his great friendship with the ragged old magician. So everybody loved the king because of the ragged old magician. Finally, one day, when he was very old, the magician died. The king felt great sadness, but he was no longer afraid of dying that day or the next. With his own hands, he dug the grave for his beloved friend in the gardens of the palace, right in front of his window. Aw, look at him. He's made a little graveyard for his friend, the magician. We love a good moon. Or maybe he'll die of a broken heart. Mm-hmm. Oh, true. Possibility. Possibility. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Even though the magician was no longer there, his face and his voice were always with the king. Every moment of the day, the king remembered the wise words and teachings of his greatest friend. Whenever he needed to solve problems or make difficult decisions for the kingdom, the many memories of their friendship gave him strength and peace. Oh, look at his little hand. One day, 10 years later, the king locked himself in his royal chamber and wrote a letter to his son, the future king. That night, exactly 10 years to the day after the magician's death, the king died peacefully in his sleep. It was probably a coincidence, but everyone in the kingdom thought it fitting that the king chose to honor a friend, even in death. Oh, so they ended up dying on the same day, 10 years later. Exactly 10 years to the day the king died. Aww. And guys, look at, we get to read this letter that the king wrote for the son. Dear son, I know that my end is near and I want to give you my last piece of advice. One day, maybe tomorrow, maybe next month, or perhaps many years from now, you will come across something or someone who will arouse fear and jealousy in your soul. It might be a person or even something inside of you. You will want to destroy that person or that feeling to drive away your fear. Don't do it. If you're able to open your heart or your home, you may discover that who or what you thought was your most feared enemy is really your most powerful friend. Your father who loves you, the king, up to this day. Aww! And that's the son reading the letter at his dad's gravestone. Isn't that the best? That is so sweet. The end. This came out in 2011. The King and the Magician. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Yes, Maria Bull. 10 out of 10. Yeah, Lauren, it did, huh? I was kind of hoping for a little bit of blood and gore, but no. Very wholesome, yes. Very rich. Look at these illustrations. A very rich story and very rich illustrations. 10 out of 10. Love it. Sunset 10, KPG 10, Lauren, right? I wanted some revenge. I wanted some revenge with my love, but love won over. Brooke Comer 10 out of 10, Lauren a 10, yes. You guys getting really good titles, especially for the beginning of this live. We started the live with Frog and Toad 1. And then King and the Magician 2. I'm definitely going to go with 2. And this one has to be part of my library. I really like this one. Yeah, the cats are around. You guys want to see them? Let me get a drink of my tea first. Sunset 2, Brooke Comer 2. Lauren 2. I was distracted by the first one because Bam Bam came and he used the bathroom in his little crate there, and I'm like, really? While I'm reading? Okay. I'm going to shift this so you guys can see them. There's Bam Bam. And there's Pebbles. Mm-hmm. Yep. Pebbles, oops, sorry about that, guys. She got disrupted. She's the one that likes to the attention first. Oh, Pebs. They're funny, huh? They are too funny. Yeah, they're very chirpy. Yeah. Right, Lauren? I love them. They're special cats. These guys are just they're yeah, Sunset always loves his books, yeah. They love it. It's like a little kingdom for them. Huh, guys. I love them. Alrighty, let's move on to the second book. Let's take 1 minute to tap. We're at 23K. Let's do 1 minute of tapping. Let's see if we can get to 25K. Hey Siri, set the timer for 1 minute. While we do that, I'm gonna drink some more tea. And then let's check out some of these titles. We got some really good ones this time. Oh, well, let's read this one. This one might be, yes, you can tap with 3 fingers. This one's a Christmas one. This one is a Christmas one, so for those of us who are missing Christmas right now, you guys are gonna really like this one. Tonight, Brookhomer, we're drinking lavender. I think it's lavender chamomile. Lavender chamomile. I forget what else is in it. A Whisper in the Snow. We love a good rabbit family in the snow during Christmas time. All right, there's our minute. We're at 25K. Yep. Good job, guys. We love a good end page that gives us berries. Got red berries, blueberries, some little leaves. Mm-hmm. Yes, we love a good story time. Thank you so much, Chris. The bird with a little ivy. I'm not making it up, said Kip. This is where I heard the whisper come out of the snow. Snow doesn't whisper, said Wally. What did it say? Asked Agnes. It said it was lost. Shh, I think I hear it again. I don't hear anything, said Wally. Let's dig, said Bella and Bob together. The mice often said the same things at the same time. They were twins. So our friend Kip thinks that he heard some whispering. So his goal is to set out and show his friends that it was true. Thank you so much, Mexico. That's the strangest looking bear I've ever seen, said Wally. It's a teddy, said Kip. Just look at him, said Bella and Bob. He's all freezy frozen. Where do you belong, little bear? Asked Agnes. He can't talk, said Wally. His mouth is only stitched on. How could you hear him whisper, Kip? Well, I hear it when my teddy whispers. We can't just leave him here, said Agnes. Where can we take him? Asked Wally. I have an idea. So they think it's the little bear that has been making the whispering sounds. They loaded the teddy in the wagon. Wally and Agnes pulled, and Kip pushed. Bella and Bob held the teddy's paw so he wouldn't be frightened. Where are we going? Asked Wally. We're going to Arthur's, said Agnes. Arthur's? But he's so grumpy when you wake him in the winter, said Wally. That's why I'm going to get some honey. Arthur loves it, said Agnes. So they're going to go visit their friend, but they know that their friend is sleeping. And he gets grouchy when he gets woken up. Agnes walked directly to the front door with a basket and knocked. Who's there? Roared a voice. Arthur, it's Agnes. We bought you some Christmas honey. The door opened slowly, squeaking on its hinges. And we have a we don't know what to do question, said Kip. Then you better come in, said Arthur, taking the jar of honey and marching back into his house. Oh, okay. So the rabbits knew how to work him. Rabbits knew how to work their friend. Just bring him some honey, that'll calm him down. But look at this cozy little cabin that the bear has here. The door is open. He's got his little Christmas decoration on there. Yeah, we love a good rabbit emoji. It's snowing outside. It's cold. What is that poor thing? Asked Arthur. That's our question, said Agnes. We found it, buried it in the snow. Kit heard a whisper or something, said Wally. Not something, I heard a whisper, and it said it was lost, said Kit. But now he won't talk. What should we do? Oh my, said the big bear, taking a closer look. And on the day before Christmas, a child is without his or her beloved bear. How do you know he was loved? Asked Agnes. So it looks like they're missing a bear. The story kind of skips. So what is that poor thing? Asked Arthur. That's our question, said Agnes. We found it, buried it in the snow. So they think that they're asking the bear, I think, if the teddy bear is the one that's whispering. Lauren, yes, we love a good cabin. I accidentally skipped to another line and someone was singing karaoke and it's... You scared yourself, Sunset. Just look at him, said Arthur with a sigh. He's been dragged everywhere. One button eye is missing, and he's been squeezed and loved so hard that his fur has rubbed off in places, and some of his stuffing has come out. Maybe a dog got it after all, said Bella and Bob, or a cat. No, I think this bear has just been a companion for a long time, said Arthur. Maybe the child will get a new bear for Christmas, said Wally. It's possible, but it won't be the same, said Arthur. KBG, thank you so much. Guys, look at this picture. Look at this fireplace here. The cozy fire and the little things that he has on the mantle. And there's a stuffed animal that they're talking about. And then look at this little cup of tea that they have. The little piece of bread. And the bird, strawberry. Guys, look at who's here. I'm going to disrupt the story because this is always a treat. Pebbles never comes this close. Pebs, look into the camera. Look at her little white paws. She keeps her fur so clean. She's always cleaning herself. She's a clean kitty, huh, Pebs? Pebbles. Pens. Pens. She's scared of her brother because her brother's over there. Yeah, she does a really good job. Aw, Pebs. Pebs. See, this is the only time that she lets me pet her. Notice the distance. I can't get any farther with her. Yeah, she's so sweet. But she won't, she has to guide my finger. Like, she's like, pet me over here. Your little paws. She's got cute little paws. Hop hands. You know what she does? She comes over here. You know why she's over here? Because she's discovered this little thing in here. She loves to go in there and sleep. Watch. I couldn't find her, and I found her the other day, and she had made a little nook for herself. Yeah, on her terms, very much so. Go in there, Pems. Let's see if she goes in there. You in there, Peps? Let's see. She'll probably find her way in there. She's so funny. All right. He looks terrible, said Agnes, and now that he's thawing out, he's all soggy. Put him in the rocking chair by the fire so he can dry out, said Arthur. Couldn't we do something, at least to make him look better for Christmas? Asked Kip. That's a wonderful idea, said Arthur. Let's see what you can find at home to help this poor bear. But hurry back, there's a lot to do. And Agnes, is this a bit more of that delicious Christmas honey? Yes, a little kitty tent. Very happy with that. So they're looking everywhere to help this little poor stuffed animal. My old vest looks great, said Wally, and I brought a ribbon we can use as a tie. Mom gave me these little squares to use for patches so he doesn't lose any more stuffing, said Agnes. We have a button for his missing eye. We can sew it on if someone helps us, said Bob. And what did you find, Kit? Said Arthur. A jingle bell, answered Kit. But that's your favorite bell, said Agnes. I think he needs it more than I do, said Kit. What's the safety pin for? I was going to pin the bell to the vest in case he got lost again, said Wally. Marvelous. I'll ask the crow to gather all his bird friends and fly along the edge of the woods where the people live. Maybe they can find an unhappy child who might be missing a teddy bear. Look, I think the bear is smiling, said Kit. Oh, so they got the teddy bear all cleaned up, gave him a little suit with a little ribbon and a bell, and they asked the crow friends, there's the little mouse, the crow friends to go look for somebody who needs a teddy bear. He looks great, said Wally. Not exactly new, but better than new, said Kit. Hey, what's that noise? The birds, said Agnes. Are they back already? I hope they have good news. Did anyone find the child who might be missing this bear? I did, I think, said the crow. In a house on the other side of the river, there's a little girl who just sits at the window and cries. Oh, okay, so the crows found what they think is the owner of the bear. Look at that pretty owl. How do we get the bear to the girl? Asked Kit. It's Christmas Eve, said Wally. We could put him down the chimney. Then he would be just as messy as when we found him, said Agnes. The owl can fly the bear to the front door, said the crow, and you can all watch from a distance. This is so exciting, said Bella and Bob. Okay, so now they're going to go, they're in flight. They're going to go deliver the bear. They're going to go deliver the bear to the little girl who's missing him. We get a little page break. There they are behind the Christmas tree, outside looking at the little bear being delivered, and there's the little girl in the window. She's depressed. They think that she's the one that lost the bear. And there's the owl and the little birds. Look, it really is her bear, said Arthur. They look so happy, said Agnes. I feel all Christmassy, said Wally. Shh, I think I hear something, said Kip. A whisper. Is it the bear? Asked the twins. What's he saying? He says thank you. He says thank you all, said Kip, and Merry Christmas. Oh, she got her little bear back. Look how happy she is. So it turns out maybe that the little rabbit was telling the truth after all. It was the bear that was doing the whispering. The end. A whisper in the snow. Let's see when this was. Pebbles is jumping around on the cat know, she's shaking things up. 2017. It's fairly new. Fairly new. All right, let's take a vote. Some of your votes might have shifted. We started the live with Frog and Toad. Then The King and the Magician. And then A Whisper in the Snow. 1 for Frog and Toad. 2, King and the Magician. 3, Whisper in the Snow. I'm going to go with 2. I'm sticking with my vote for 2. But Comer, yeah, I agree. 2 is a good one. For The King and the Magician. It's a good story. Lauren, 2. Yep, Sunset, 2. We got a little Christmas break with that one. Jazz, 2. Thank you so much for the gift. I really appreciate that. All right. On to our last read of the night. I didn't get a chance to read to you guys this one. I don't think I did. Clifford. Clifford's Family. Who in here is a big Clifford fan? Because we've got the Bearstein Bears, we have the little critters, we've got Toad and Frog. Frog and Toad. We haven't read a lot of the Clifford ones. Oh, Lola, you like Clifford? Lauren, love Clifford? Yeah, good one. But this is a good one. Clifford's Family. I am Emily Elizabeth, and this is my dog. His name is Clifford. Emily E. We love a good Clifford story. We know that Clifford is just a huge dog that got out of control. He lives in the country because he was just too big and he needed a lot of space. We live in a small town now, but we were both born in the city. One day we went back to visit our old home in the city. Oh, okay. The other one that I read was about how they lived in this. He was born in the city and moved to the country. It's freezing a lot. Oh, is it? Oh no. I'm sorry, guys. It's freezing. Okay. Oh man. Has it stopped or is it still freezing? Yeah, I noticed that when it gets quiet. Oh, it stopped. Okay. I noticed when it gets quiet in the comments and the hearts are few and far between. Oh, it's good right now? Okay. Okay. So they're in TikTok, not just okay. Okay, perfect. So they're moved in the city. They're in the little town, but now they're going to go back to the city, to where they came from, to go visit. Clifford hadn't seen his mother since he was a tiny puppy. She hardly knew him. Look at how colorful these illustrations are. You got Clifford in the city by these brownstones. His mom doesn't recognize him anymore. Right, Lola, on the I-75, right? That's funny. Going into the city. She still treated him like a puppy. She checked his teeth and she looked at his ears to see if he had been washing them. Look at his mom. The mom is really small. She's checking his teeth and his ears. And Emily E. Look at his grin. He's all ee. The man told us where Clifford's brother and sisters lived, and we went to find them. Clifford's sister, Claudia, lived nearby. She was taking her owner for a walk. So they're going to go visit his siblings. And there's his sister, Claudia. She lived nearby, and she was taking her owner for a walk. Oh, because she's a seeing eye dog. Oh, okay. That was a turn. That was a flip. Emily We went to the park with them. A taxi was blocking the crosswalk. Okay, so yeah, Claudia's owner is blind. So she's gonna lead her to the park. Yeah, it looks like they're going to Central Park. Clifford took care of that. Next, we found his brother, Nero. Nero was a rescue dog at the fire station. So Clifford moves the dog out of the way, or the car out of the way, so they can cross. And then his brother, Nero, he was a rescue dog at the fire station. They all became like very helpful. Seeing eye dog, a rescue dog for the fireplace. That's funny. While we were there, the alarm rang. We followed the fire truck. Nero rushed into the building. They all became responsible citizens to the community, to help the community out. Clifford helped him. Nero was very brave. The bodega. So funny. Look at the people are jumping on Clifford. I just love the idea of a huge dog maneuvering through the city and everything. Right, Lauren? When did Clifford, let's see when this one came out. I think the early Y2K, wasn't it? Oh, 1984. Oh wow, it's kind of old. Very old. And then there's the little dog. The little rescue dog. Then we set off for the country. Clifford's older sister, Bonnie, was a farm dog. One of Bonnie's jobs was to herd sheep in their pen. It's so funny how his siblings are all like responsible adults. Yes, vintage, right? Kristen, not old. Vintage, you're right. So his sister, Bonnie, she works at the farm. And she's a sheep herder dog. Like his siblings. Clifford wanted to do some farm work too. He started to drive the cows toward the barn. One of the cows was a bull, and the bulls don't like the color red. Oh. They have a bull there. That's so funny. Has it been at least the same early 90s because I read it in elementary school? Oh, really, Lauren? Yeah, these are always a very popular title to have. Clifford books. Clifford wasn't scared. He was smart. He didn't want to hurt the bull, so he jumped out of the way. When Clifford jumps, he really jumps. We had one more place to visit. It was Clifford's father's home in the nearby town. So here's the bull chasing after him. And then he jumps over the barnyard. The cows. And now they're going to go visit his dad, Clifford's father, in a hometown nearby. The house was small and there were a lot of kids playing in the yard. Clifford's father didn't have a collar or a dog dish or a doghouse, but he seemed very happy. Okay, let's see where the dad is living in a home with a bunch of kids. Doesn't have a collar or a leash, but he seems very happy. Is it an orphanage, maybe? I guess it was the kids. He sure loved kids. He was a lot like Clifford, just a little smaller. Look at Clifford, how cute. He loved playing with the kids. Could use Clifford instead of a car, right? Take you anywhere. Anywhere you needed to go. Clifford wished his family could come and live with us, but they all had people who needed them. Just as I need Clifford, the best dog of all. Aww. Clifford. Clifford wished his family could come and live with us, but they all had people who needed them. Aww. They're active citizens in their community, just as I need Clifford, the best dog of all. The end. Good way to end the live. Good way to end the live. A good way. All right, let's take our last vote for the night. As some of your votes might have shifted. We started with Frog and Toad Storybook Adventure 1. The King and the Magician 2. A Whisper in the Snow 3. Or Clifford's Family 4. I think I'm going to stick with 2. This one is a really good one. This one was a treat. This one, a treat. All right, Sunset 2, Lauren 4, Brooke Comer 2, Lola 2. Let's see who else. Sunset, thank you. You right. All right. What did I do? Oh, here's the clipboard. Did we get any more votes? Anybody else voting, or is everybody asleep? All right. Yes. Hey, Allie, welcome in. Yeah, we had really good titles tonight. Really good titles. We have to put a we're way behind on our blossoms. Way behind in our blossoms. There is our spring blossom for the night. We have somewhat of a lot of blossoms on right now. Still, spring hasn't sprung yet. Spring is taking its time this year. And the blossoms are taking time. Oh, Cat Mama K, thank you so much. Let's see if you guys can appreciate the blossoms. Now, let's see. We're gonna change the lights up. Have you guys seen the different lighting on this? Give me 1 second. I know it's hurt some people's eyes. This is going to be our project for Project Wednesday. We're going to be making birds. We haven't made spring birds. So we got these toilet tissue paper, and we're going to make feathers for our birds. And look at the eyes. We're going to use embellishments. So that's one set. I know that the blinking hurts some people's eyes. And then this is more of like a soft one. They go in and out. Isn't that cool? Blinking, disco, soft. We're going to keep it on that one. Alrighty, friends, remember to manifest tonight. Manifest, yes, soft and nice. Manifest tonight some strong caterpillars. We should be getting them either tomorrow or Wednesday for our butterfly farm. Strong caterpillars so that we have 10 strong butterflies. Also, Project Wednesday. If you're new to the live, these are my socials. Follow me on YouTube. All of these lives get uploaded onto YouTube. So if I'm never on, or if you're at work and you just need background noise, or you need background noise to listen, to fall asleep. Hey, Lindsay, welcome in. Ed Martin X, 50GX. Instagram, follow me on Instagram. We have all of the lives on here as well. If you feel like donating, PayPal and Venmo, the same ones. All of the proceeds go to any of the activities that we do. Like we were able to pay for the butterfly farm. based on some of the donations that I received. So when you give one of those like little prizes on TikTok, or you make a donation, that goes towards our glitter fund, that goes towards our embellishments fund. Any type of fund is fun. Alrighty, friends, have a good night. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you for the 38,000 likes. Really appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow with all new, fresh titles.